Rachel Baribeau, who's changing the narrative around college campuses across the country. Been in sportscasting for 17 years. A great friend of the show, stopping by this morning, helping us out on the mental health issues around sports. You may be thinking out there as a fan, from a mental health standpoint, that you're losing your mind because you have nothing to watch. But how about the athletes that Rachel deals with, stopping in on campuses across the country? Good morning. How are you?
Good morning to my two most favorite people in the world. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing good. How has this affected your life? It affects. This has got no bias. The coronavirus. It's touching everyone. How is it? How has it altered your day in, day out life?
Well, so I spoke at Ohio State in February. I just was on the road to speak to Texas Tech last week, and in April, I was going to be all over the country. I had 6 or 7 engagements in April, and obviously, if you can't be in groups of 10, then you can't speak in front of a football team. Can't be gathered, and so what I'm trying to do now is meet the athletes where they are. I've probably over the past 4 or 5 days spoken to, texted, messaged about 50 of my athletes, different teams all over the country, just checking on you. Hey, how are you? Where are you? What's going on? Constant messages of remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember you're a king because, or you're a queen, because I speak to women too. But, it's you guys understand when a player, let's just talk about football for a moment. When a player gets away from structure, when they get away from coaches, when they get away from, I need to be here at this time, I need to do this, and then you get around, we talk about it a lot, and I talked about it at Ohio State, it's called crabs in a bucket, right? So you get around people who smile to your face, but, they in your back, they're throwing daggers. They hate you. They hate you for your athletic gifts. They hate you because you went to LSU or Ohio State. They hate you that you made something of yourself and they're a loser. And, and so they drag you down. You're trying to crawling out of that bucket and they're dragging you down. And so these players across the country are home with other people with people that the crabs again. And that's not a good thing. And then on top of that, you hit the nail on the head. We're all in this together. It is not, it's not saying, okay, I'm going to affect Rachel and I'm going to affect Jordy, but I'm not going to affect T-Bob. When I lay my head down to sleep at night, I know that my neighbor and my neighbor and my neighbor's neighbor and my neighbor, we're all going through this. And whether it's figuring out how to feed our kids or what we're going to do with our job or what happened to our speaking engagements or what we can do, or am I going back to an alcoholic house? I mean, there's all these factors, but the only weird comfort that I take in this is that we're all in this together. And I know as Americans and as human beings, we're going to come out of this stronger.
Yeah, I've kind of echoed similar sentiments on this show, Rachel, in terms of my optimistic hope for everything. The more cynical part of me doesn't always agree, but I'm with you, and I think that optimism is important, and that's what I wanted to ask you about was mental health, because this is a time where anxiety can be through the roof. Even like valuable, correct information that you're taking into your body. It's some scary stuff a lot of times. And so during this time of isolation where you almost have kind of a distrust of your fellow man and there's all these negative news stories, how do you ward off against things like depression and other mental health issues that could crop up?
That's a great question. And so much so I do a YouTube and Facebook show on Sundays called Sunday Soul, and it's really just goodness for your soul, right? It's like the gym for your soul on a Sunday before you go into your week. And so this past week I was like, listen, I need to again meet people where they are. That's kind of the underlying theme of what I do. And so I was like, let me have a friend of mine who consults with the movement, and he's a clinical psychologist. And so we had him on, and he said, if I talked about self-care, he called it grounding. And so if you have to, whatever you need to do to ground yourself, to remember that you're alive, that you're going to be okay, that you've got family that loves you, that, just that you're breathing, you've got purpose, you're going to make it, you've got blood running through your veins, it's going to be okay, we're going to get through this. Even if you don't know where, your next meal is coming from, we've got neighbors, we've got churches, we've got civic, communities, we've got schools that are now giving out meals to kids. So his point was, you got to ground yourself. He said, if you're freaking out, you got to ground yourself. Like, if you have to do it every single hour, whether that's prayer, meditation. For me, I was dancing in my kitchen the other day. I'm like, listen, I can't be stressed out when I'm dancing in my kitchen. I'm like, so, this is good. And so, you've got to remind yourself of that. The other thing I want to bring up to people is it's real easy to focus on what we don't have, what we can't do. I could be over here going, I'm not going on the road in April. I'm not going on the road in April. I'm not going. I will, But I'm focusing on, you know what? I got time right now. Like, I've got time that I didn't have. What are some things that I can get accomplished that I didn't have before? Like, I didn't have the time to do it. So if somebody has a family, play that board game Monopoly. Take that walk with your kid. Maybe you've been a corporate warrior and you've been on the road and you missed your kids growing up or you missed your wife. I saw Coach Leach the other day tweet something that's like, there's a woman on my couch. She's pretty. I think she's my wife. I mean, and I say all that to say, listen, here's a layman's term of it, okay? Self-care. In I'm Changing the Narrative, we say, I don't want you to get to a place where I've been before, a dark night of the soul, where you're so wound up. And sometimes it takes going, that's not good for me. Like, I checked out of Facebook for a while because these people are posting, life sucks. We're going to die. Everybody's dying. It's so terrible. I'm like, my mental space, I can't handle this.
No,
I'm out.
yeah.
I'm out. I just canceled it for a while. I'm like, I'm not doing it. But here's a layman's way of looking at it. What makes your soul happy, okay? And so you might go in the backyard and swing a golf club. If there's nobody that's social distancing down at the driving range, go hit some golf balls. If it's making love to your partner, make sweet love. I mean, like, what is it that makes you happy? Practice self-care. Read a book. Journal. Figure out what you're going to do when we can actually get out and hug people in big groups. Think about the fact how you're going to dance like a maniac when you get to go to a concert again. I mean, think about those things and marinate on those things. Otherwise, you can get in the rabbit hole, and I have been there, where you start to read the stuff, and then you're reading up more stuff and more stuff and more stuff, and all of a sudden you're freaked out. And you've wasted your day, or you've wasted multiple days, or you're in the bed under the covers. Yeah. Focus on the things. And here's what I've been saying to people, and this is so, like, not just because of me, it's good. Now, listen, do the best you can with what you can, and look for other people to help to the best of your ability in a day, and then you rest. That's it.
That's it.
And don't bar tomorrow's trouble.
Yeah, narrow the focus. Narrow the focus. Task at hand.
Focus. Yes.
It's always great.
Otherwise, yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, otherwise, listen, we can't be thinking about August right now. Our football coaches, I spoke to a number of football coaches yesterday because I'm meeting them where they are. And then what I'm doing right now is doing online group meetings for teams. Okay, so it's almost like a Facebook Live for a football team, or a Facebook Live for an athletic team, right? So they can access it later. It's interactive. I'm meeting them where they are. But right now, coaches have no idea what's tomorrow. Coaches don't know if they're going to get spring ball. Coaches don't know if they're going to when we're going to be able to assemble again. You guys know this. You're doing a radio show and doing a damn good job of it, and you ain't got a sport.
Yeah. Well, Tom Brady did say that he's leaving the Patriots, so that's crazy. That's crazy, Rachel. I mean,
it's always great to hear from you. Great information as usual. We'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you, guys.
You got it. There she is, Rachel Baribeau, checking in this morning. She's on Twitter at Rachel Baribeau, changing the narrative.